Let's face it, everyone in the entire world that has a job would love to have a pay increase. We all know it. But in fact, most of us don't have the courage to speak up and ask for it. And in fact, 60% of Americans do not ask for a pay increase. That means 60% of workers are going day by day with their jobs, leaving money on the table. But don't worry. For all of you that have been waiting or wondering how to get a pay increase, this video is exactly for you, because we are going to unpack all of the strategies to approach the negotiation conversation with ease. So make sure you guys stay towards the end of the video where we unpack the master plan to earn yourself more dollars in your paycheck. Let's rock. What's up, guys? This is your boy, Kenny Finance. Welcome back to the channel if you're a subscriber, but if you're new, welcome to the fam. Today, we are talking about compensation, salary, paychecks, you name it, whether it's on the table or off the table or under the table. The thing is, this is the video for you if you want to get more dollars in your pockets. All right, guys, so in this video, we're going to unpack 3 key things. Number 1, when to ask for a pay increase. Number 2, what to expect in a pay increase. And then number 3, my 6-step strategy to unlock the best pay bump from your boss. All right, let's get it. So before we begin, let's see if this is a winning battle or a losing battle. Because look, if this is an uphill battle that has a very low odds of us winning, not much of us want to fight for this. But the thing is, when it comes to your money and it comes to your paycheck, we don't play around about that. And in fact, 70% of people that have asked for a pay increase got it. That is right. That means that there is a 7 out of 10 chance that if you go into your boss's office and demand what you are owed and you have a really compelling case, there is a 70% chance that you're going to get it. Shoot or shoot. All right. So make sure you get in there and you ask for it, but make sure you follow my steps first. All right. Because I don't want you going in there ill-informed and then getting fired. That's not what we're here for. We are here to earn the dollars that we work very, very hard for. So let's get all of the details of what we need to do to get that pay increase. So number 1, when to ask for a pay increase. Now I know we're all think we hot stuff. We're amazing at our jobs. We're the top performers, la-di-da-di. But look, there needs to be certain circumstances for you to unlock that pay increase. It just doesn't happen overnight. You need to make sure that everything is set up perfectly so that when you ask for it, it's almost a guaranteed yes. And just putting it out there, because some of you all may be acting ridiculous. If you just started a brand new job less than 90 days ago, sit your butt down and work hard for an entire year, please. All right. But if you've been in a job for a year plus 2, 3, 4, 5 years and you haven't got a pay increase, it's probably because you haven't been asking for it. But first and foremost, make sure that you have a little bit of tenure and a little bit of respect within the organization before you start asking for something. So when thinking about the right time for a pay increase, let's first think about the 5 key considerations of what makes a pay increase justified. Number 1, check your market value. So when I say market value, I want you to get a sense of, if you look at other companies that have a similar role, that have a similar title as yours, and a similar geography, check and see what other people are being paid. You can check that on all the different websites online, like salary.com, PayScale, all of this stuff, and look up similar job titles, similar roles, similar geographies. And if all of those have a higher pay than what you are currently paid, then boom, that is a positive signal that you could possibly earn a pay increase. Because the thing is, you can leave your job today and join them, given it's almost the same title, same level, etc., and possibly earn that new pay. Number 2, business performance has to be going well. This is just fundamental. So if you look at the business that you work for, and if they're going up and to the right, meaning revenue is growing, things are really good within the organization, they're hiring, etc., that is a really good time to ask for a pay increase. But if you look around the company and you see that revenue is falling, CEOs are being fired, your boss is thinking about possibly leaving, or they're worried that they're going to get let go, that might not be the best setup to ask for a pay increase. Read the room a little bit and try to get a sense of, are things going well here for the company, or are things going poorly here? And if they're going poorly, it might make sense to do 2 things. 1, wait until things come back around and they're positive again. Or 2, try to find a better performing company. And it's okay to do that. You don't have to officially get the job there, but at least check and see what your market value would be at a different company that's performing better. Number 3, I want you to check and see if you've simply been working more. That is right. Check to see if your workload, your to-do list today is drastically more than what you used to do a year from now. because that could show that you are taking on more responsibility, you're adding more value, etc. So check and see if your workload has increased, because that itself could be justified to earn a pay increase. And number 4, evaluate your performance. I want you to check if you've been performing above and beyond your expectations for your particular role. Because if you are performing and being a superstar on the team, darn it, they should pay you accordingly. And then 5, I want you to measure your contributions. So for this, I want you to look at everything you've accomplished in the last year, and I want you to see if it ties to positive commercial results for the business. So if your company is doing incredibly well, revenue is growing, I want you to see, what have I done for this business that has helped them increase their revenue, or what has helped them become more effective, or what has helped them become a better business overall, because that shows that you have contributed to commercial results for the company. And if you can attribute to this, that shows that if you leave the business, the company has a big gap and they're not going to perform as well without you, because they kind of need you, because then that creates demand for you. And with demand for you, you can go into your boss's office and say, I need a pay bump if you want to keep me. Now, number 2, what can you expect when it comes to asking for a pay increase? Now, look, I'm not saying go into your boss's office and ask for a 100% increase of your salary if you've only been there for like a handful of years, unless all the data shows that like you're significantly underpaid. But on average, I'd say probably most folks that ask for a pay increase get between a 3 to 5% pay bump. Now, this is per year if you're asking for it. And I encourage you, if you're crushing it every single year, have this conversation with your boss of saying, yesterday's price is not today's price. So go in there and ask for, if you want to be average, a 3 to 5% increase. But it does not hurt you, if you have the backing and the data and the support for it, to go in there and ask for a 10% increase. Because the thing is, this is a negotiation. Where you start with your negotiations is likely not where you're going to finish. So if you start at 5%, your boss is going to say, maybe 3%. And then you can say, let's meet somewhere in the middle, 5 to 6%. And you should be happy with that, because you could possibly get that every single year. So keep that in mind. 3 to 5 is average, but if I were doing this, I would shoot for a 10% increase. Now, lastly, let's dive into my 6-step plan to enter your negotiations with your boss to have more money in your pockets. So number 1, reflection. I want you to take the time, whether it's on a weekend, after work, or even if you have a vacation coming up, take the time to reflect on just the whole career game broadly. Are you liking what you're doing? Are you working in a place where they are encouraging you to grow? Are you working on incredibly interesting, inspiring things? La-di-da-di. Because life is too short to not do what you love or not do things that keep you excited every single day. And also, when it comes to the pay negotiations, I want you to reflect of how are you as a performer, as a worker? Do you feel as if you've given it a very solid effort at your job? Don't go into these pay negotiations if you know you've half A-word your job for the last 12 months. Like, that's just not solid. Because if you go into those, you might end up losing your job. But I want you to reflect and think about what it is that I'm doing. Am I enjoying what I'm doing? And also keep in mind, if you're going to ask for a pay increase, your bosses and the company is going to expect more out of you. So you got to reflect. Is that something that you want? Do you want more workload? Do you want to have to work a little bit more hours? So do the reflection to see if a pay increase at this company is the right thing for you. Number 2, do your research. I want you to pull up websites like Glassdoor, Salary.com, PayScale, all these other compensation data companies that have all of the clear data on what people are getting paid, because it helps equip you with data that shows this person at this company and this geography at this level should be making X, Y, and Z. And that will help you because you can do some competitive benchmarking to show across your top competitors at similar roles to the job that you have now, what are they being paid? Because if you are getting paid 50% less than what they're getting paid and you're a really good performer, guess what? You could possibly leave your company, join them, and get a 50% pay bump. So if the company really likes you and they want to keep you, they'll match that compensation. Not guaranteed, but they should. And also do the research by having conversations with your other coworkers that you trust, that have gone through or heard about similar experiences for asking for pay bumps. Do bosses, are they very receptive to that? Or do they push back on that? Is it a culture where it's expected? Is it a culture where if you ask for it, they respect it when they'll give it to you? Try to get an insight of what the inside politics and inside baseball looks like when it comes to asking for more money. And then what I want you to do is have all that stuff and write it down simply in an email or in your notepad to have all the data right in front front of you and say, people at this role, at this similar competitor are making X, Y, and Z. I need to be either matched or close to that. Number two, I've seen other coworkers get 5 to 10% pay increases in the last 12 months. I need one too, because I'm performing at or better than how they're performing. Little pieces of data like that to where it makes the boss or the person you're talking to, like, they have no way to say no. Like, they have to either listen to you and agree to you, or like they're just bad at their jobs. So make sure that you give them every possible reason that they could possibly need to say yes and more. So make sure you guys do the research thoroughly. Number 3, reasoning. I want you to build the best and most bulletproof, compelling case for why you should earn a pay increase. And for this, I want you to touch on a couple of things. 1, why you're needed at this company. Talk about your skill sets, your experience, X, Y, and Z. Number 2, I want you to discuss the commercial value add that you have to this business. And I want you to have very clear examples. Like, if you're in a sales job, I want you to say, because of me, I have closed X, Y, and Z worth of deals in the last 12 months, because that directly ties to revenue for the company. Or whatever your KPI is as an employee, I want you to get as much data and your track record to show that you've crushed it and you've gone above and beyond, and the business has done better because of you. Because this shows more than just a pay increase. It just shows your employer why we need you as an employee, why we need to pay you a lot more, but then also potentially why we need to promote you, okay? Because all of this is developing a compelling case to help you, 1, earn a pay increase, but then 2, and this is like a next step, it can also unlock you a promotion. And then number 4, I want you to consider the timing. Now, considering the timing, I want you to think about everything going on for this business. Take yourself out of the picture. I consider it for this business. Is the company going through tightening budget cycles? Is the company going through layoffs? Are things just really bad at the company? Because if things are very, 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 very bad, there's an extremely low likelihood that you are going to earn that pay increase. And I said this before, but like, you really do need to read the room when it comes to asking for something for your job, because it could brush them the wrong way if the world is literally up in flames and you're asking for a pay increase. But what you could do is, if your company specifically is up in flames, but all the competitors are doing a lot better and you're a top performer, like, check your market value, have a conversation with them, start recruiting. Don't join a sinking ship, and don't stay there if you're not being paid accordingly, and if the future of the company doesn't look that well. So like, read the room and like check the timing, but also look out for yourself as well. But if things are going very well for the business, if the company is hiring a bunch of folks, if the company is doing a bunch of like events and promotions and acquiring other businesses, like, things are going well for them. So timing wise, it shouldn't be a bad setup if you'd at least ask for a pay bump. So just consider the timing and read the room before you ask for it. Number 5, I want you to prep your supervisor. And for this, have a formal calendar invite, have a formal meeting, and I want you to outline for them, I'm looking to have 5 to 10 minutes of a conversation about compensation, and here are the key data points that I have for why I deserve a pay increase. And it gives them time to digest it, talk to their boss, etc., so that when it gets to the conversation, it's all about moolah, all right? We ain't got no time to waste. And then lastly, I want you to have negotiation partners. And for this 6th point, I want you to find someone that you trust in the business world or in a similar industry that you can practice your pitch, that you can run ideas by, etc. Because I want you to prep for this negotiation as much as you feasibly can. I want you to get data points on what's a good middle zone. If you're asking for 10 or 20 and they're gonna go with 5, like, where are you gonna strike gold? Timing wise, ask folks that are either like more aware or senior to you, like, what's really happening in the industry? Is this a good timing? All this other stuff. And it helps if you have yourself a partner or a friend or whoever it may be that you can just practice these negotiations with, so that when you have the showtime and the real meeting with your boss, you are 100% crisp. And I think if you follow those 6 steps, and I think if you consider and read the room of if it's the right time to ask for a pay increase, and if you have a very compelling case, I don't want to guarantee it, but it's a really high odds that you're probably going to get a little bit of a pay bump. All right, guys, that is my golden plan of how you guys are going to earn a pay increase and get more dollars into your pockets. Because look, everyone works hard. You entirely deserve it. And if you're a subscriber to the Kenny Finance channel, which I hope all of you are, so hit that subscribe button. All of you are very smart with your money. So let's get more money to be smart with. So if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you guys smash the like button. It means the world to the channel. And I want to see this hit a lot more people that could be asking for more money into their pockets. And the key is, ask for it. Because because the worst thing they could say is no. And it won't hurt you if they say no, because it gives you an indication that maybe you should go find somewhere else where you're paid what you're worth. But the other thing is, what are you gonna do once you have those extra dollars into your pockets? I do not recommend buying new shoes, buying new toys, X, Y, and Z. What I want you to do is I want you to, one, check out this other video where I talk about how to invest, because I unlock $1 million strategy to invest extra money you have in your pockets. But then two, invest early, invest regularly, and let that thing grow. So I appreciate you guys rocking with this. This is the Kenny Finance community. We talk about this stuff all day, every day, because I want to see you make smart money moves. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.